from the same channel that brought you the untold story of the Maserati monster, Revive Outdoors now presents the untold story of the Centerpoint Barbecue Buck. 198 inches of total antler. This is the untold story of the Centerpoint Barbecue Buck.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Revive Outdoors at NWTF 2025. I am in the Tennessee Wildlife Agency booth, and I know y'all are excited to be here because we are back for our second episode with the game wardens here, the bad guys. You know, the silent majority love y'all, but all the comments are haters, you know. We're talking about deer that have been illegally taken, poached. You've heard the Maserati monster story, and I'm glad that we're back for our second episode to talk about this buck. While we've been sitting here talking, we've had 2 or 3 people ask, where's the Maserati monster? Yeah. Where's it at?
Everybody knows about the Maserati monster.
Yeah, so the episode, I think, it's like 300,000 views now. It's my most watched episode, and it was shot with my iPhone on a whim, and so here we are back with a, just on a whim interview again.
Yeah.
So Nathan, I'm excited to dive into the details of the buck itself that's behind us here. Before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about, how you got started as a game warden, how long you've been doing it, why you love it, all those things.
Sure. So started out in 2015. Prior to that, I was a wildland firefighter or a forestry firefighter with the state. And I kind of got my foot in the door with the state that way. It was a fun job. It just, I've always wanted to be a game warden. And so I tried my luck, applied for it, and got it. I was fortunate enough to do that. So been doing that ever since. I originally hired on in Davidson County, where the Maserati buck was killed, and transferred after 3 years into Sumner County, where I remain, and that's where this one was killed.
That's
so,
awesome. Yeah, that's really exciting. Tennessee is probably one of the top sleeper states. I would say, like everybody wants to go north. Kentucky, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, and a lot of these southeastern guys just drive right through Tennessee or right around Tennessee to go hunt these big bucks. In Tennessee, I am on a journey personally to harvest a buck in every state, and I did the Tennessee velvet hunt a few years ago, and so I got Tennessee, so it kind of pains me to not be able to continue to hunt it, but to get all to 50 states, I've got to, maybe I'll come back to it one day, I got to keep churning those states down.
Absolutely.
But for those of you watching, Tennessee, the amount of energy and efforts that the conservation agency puts into the wildlife and the resources, and it's just really cool to see. We're partnered with the Alabama DCNR, and to see the TWRA doing what they're doing, it's really cool. And I can say that there's a lot of us out there that appreciate what you do, and you probably don't hear it very often.
No, we don't, but we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Nathan, why don't you tell us about the buck, how it all happened. We're working hard to get some more footage for you, hopefully some videos, but tell us.
So this buck, it was killed in 2014. I personally was not a part of this this particular case, but my partner was Lieutenant Eric Anderson. He's kind of briefed me on the details, but it is my county. So ended up, it scored 198 inches gross. What had happened was this deer had been frequenting this certain area and known in the area by a lot of individuals that would go out and just lay eyes on it, wildlife photographers. People had pictures of it and knew it was there. That got to the hunting community, and so a certain hunter laid eyes on it, and late one night during late October, he decided that was going to be the night that hopefully he can lay eyes on it.
Still bow season?
Still bow season. Okay. So it's archery season. And our muzzleloader season doesn't run in until like early November, so still bow season, still fairly warm outside. So he sees the deer, he spotlights the deer at the end of this cul-de-sac, and sees it in a field, and he just couldn't help himself. So he gets out of the truck, gets his 30-06, and downs the deer, drops it where he's at. He tries to retrieve it, and I guess gets sketched out, and is like, no, I'm gonna wait. Well, during that time, Hendersonville Police Department, one of their patrol guys came down that dead-end road on patrol and sees that truck sitting there, and it's like, that's kind of out of place. So got his license plate number, thankfully, and let us know. Well, fast forward doing some digging and a little bit of investigation, we found out kind of who this guy was, dug a little deeper. Certain businesses in the area actually had surveillance footage of this deer and the deer actually being shot. Now, the surveillance footage doesn't disclose the deer, basically dying in the field, but it does show this individual stepping out of the truck and discharging his 30-06 and everything. So we posted that on social media. There was a lot of response with that, and I think the individual saw it.
Probably got some calls from his buddies. Or his family, and was like, uh-oh.
He was like, I need to turn myself in. So luckily, the very next day, once that social media post got posted, he turned himself in.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so through the prosecution process and everything being finalized, do you know the details on like what happened with the sentencing and I don't even know if it's called a verdict in this world, but
so I know there was a hefty fine. I'm not sure about restitution. Usually, a buck of that caliber, we do go after restitution, and a buck of that caliber is going to be very expensive. We did take the weapon, and then there was a hefty fine. I believe that he lost his privileges for, I want to say, at least a year. But
I believe the Maserati Monster, which most of you that have watched the episode, or maybe it led you to this episode. I think we put it in there. I want to say it was like 16 to 18,000 plus court call. So I mean, you're talking a 20,000 plus deer. And you could probably go to a high fence and work a deal and get it a little cheaper, and 100%. Not lose your hunting privileges.
So when you reach a deer of that caliber, if it's got 11 points or greater, then every point over 11 points is $750.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy.
So if you idiots out there are going to go poach, try to keep it below the
stick to a typical 10 or something like that.
That's right. And you're a hunter yourself.
I am.
We were talking about that, and you killed a giant. When was that?
That was August 24th, I believe.
Okay.
That was my first
the velvet hunt?
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome, dude.
First time I've ever had the opportunity to do the velvet hunt.
That's cool.
One of the first Saturdays I've ever hunted as a game warden. It's usually, just not a good thing that any game warden hunts on a Saturday. But I asked off that day, got granted leave, and took to the woods.
That's cool. And what did he score?
183 inches.
That's a stud, man. That's awesome. Super happy for you for that. That's neat. I cannot break out of the 160s. I get so close every year, but I've got like 4 or 5 deer over 150, between like 150 and 159.
That's awesome.
And I was like,
those are good deer.
They are good. They are good, but it's just like I got to get over that hump.
Most people consider 150 a buck of a lifetime. So
100%.
That's awesome.
Yes, I've been very blessed. I'm not complaining. That's for sure. But I just like, man, hopefully I'll seal the deal on a big one. You've got an awesome hunting trophy already, know, and then you get to do something really cool that I appreciate. And you protect our rights, and we work very closely with the game wardens in our state constantly on all of our ministry properties with trespassers and poachers and all kinds of different things going on. And I know it's a sacrifice of what y'all do, and away from family and friends, and you miss events. So we're grateful. I know that the audience is grateful. Hey, why don't we do this? Why don't you comment something that you like about the TWRA or game wardens, so something positive. I know you silent majority, you like to sit back in the shadows and you don't usually comment. It's all the people who hate them. So why don't you show them some love and praise in the comments. And then I think we've made it through this entire episode without saying essentially. So the Conservation Enforcement Officer, Hayden Cook, he did the Maserati Monster episode, and he, instead of saying or so, like I like to do when I'm talking, he said essentially a lot, and y'all roasted him in the comments.
I'm sure I've got some.
I'm sure we'll find out.
I've got repetition on. So
the crowd will tell us. Everybody watching, they'll unfortunately be mean and tell you. But we appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, you need anything with the from the TWRA, please let us know. We'd be happy to get that answered for you. Or if you need anything in another state, we can contact you with those agencies. The conservation enforcement officers, biologists, the entire teams of these agencies are there to serve you and help you. They're not somebody to be afraid of and be scared if you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe so. But everybody doing the right thing, you don't have to be scared of them. They're there as a resource to help you. And they have played a huge part in our growth at Revive Outdoors and our success in our ministry and my journey through the 50 states to raise awareness for PTSD and mental health. And I'm just really grateful. But
well, we appreciate what you do too.
Thank you so much.
Extremely important.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. It's an honor to do it, man. Yeah. We love it.
Very important.
So, but if you have those questions, throw them in there. Throw some good comments in there. Show some positivity. But we really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
If this is your first time to our channel, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So Revive Outdoors is a Christian-based nonprofit based out of Birmingham, Alabama. And since the fall of 2020, we have had the opportunity to teach adults how to hunt. And through that, our mission statement is to make a positive and eternal impact through conservation. And the way that we do that is we teach a Hunting 101 workshop in partnership with the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. And then once someone attends that workshop, they have an opportunity to go on a one-on-one mentored hunt with one of our team members. And on that hunt, what we're gonna do is we're gonna obviously teach them, take the skills that they learn in that workshop and apply them, but we're gonna identify where they're at in their walk with the Lord and help them take a next step. So sometimes that's through salvation, that's connecting with their church body, or maybe it's connecting with our team. There's a lot of different next steps that are out there that we encourage them to take. Another step that they will take is a step towards mental health counseling. A lot of people have taken that step. So to date, since we started in 2020, we've seen 372 brand new adult hunters come through our mentorship program. And then we have seen 39 salvations and 110 people connected with mental health resources. We're making a huge impact. We can't do it without you. When you use the discount codes or the affiliate links through our videos and you make a purchase through that, all these companies are making a donation back to us. If you want to learn more about us, you can go to our website, reviveoutdoors.org. You can learn about all the things, and you can also see how to donate if that's something that you'd be interested to do, or maybe buy a hat or a shirt from us. But either way, we appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button, comment the videos, let us know what you want to see. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer those. But we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.